bothering to change shirts every time I make a video, because you guys know that I'm filming all of these at once. Haven't changed literally anything else about my appearance, but I think if I put on a new cardigan, you guys will believe that this is a new week. What's going on, guys? It's Renae. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are gonna do something that I haven't done in a long time, but I thought it was time to do it. About a month ago on Instagram, I asked you guys what kind of questions you had for me about writing, about my new WIP, about me in general, and you guys did not disappoint. You asked me a lot of questions, and so I thought I would just answer some of those. At this point in March, I'm supposed to be getting towards the end of drafting my new magical realism YA novel, Blood from a Stone. And so you guys had a lot of questions about Blood from a Stone, as well as other questions about my writing, about me as a person. So let's get into it. I'm gonna be reading them off my laptop, which is to this side of the camera, so that's what I'm looking at. So one of the first questions I want to answer, just get it out of the way. I did mention in a video in February that I am bisexual and that my new WIP revolved around gay and bisexual girls. So someone asked me what my coming out was like. So mine was really chill. I actually did it, I don't know, like I'm 23, gonna be 24 this year. I think I did it like 4 years ago by sharing a Facebook article that said, I've never dated a woman, but that doesn't mean I'm not bisexual. And it was on National Coming Out Day, and I posted it, and I was like, if you don't know, now you know. Happy National Coming Out Day. And then, like, you know, like a blue heart, a pink heart, and a purple heart. And everybody was cool about it. A lot of my family was like, if you give her any shit, like, I'll come beat your ass. And, like, my mom was upset because I hadn't told her sooner. But I've known for a while that I was attracted to women. I was out in high school, but I wasn't like out. Along the same line, someone asked me how did I know I was bisexual, and I can pinpoint the exact moment in time. It was the second episode of the first season of Glee, when Diana Agron, who played Quinn Fabray, sang "Say a Little Prayer" in her cheerleader costume. That was it. I'm still in love with her to this day. I remember watching that and being like, oh my God, something is happening to me and I don't know what it is. So if you hear me say Beefus, I'm talking about Blood from a Stone because it's just a mouthful. Where and when is Beefus set? It is set in St. Augustine, Florida, at a fictional school called the De Noche Divinity School. When is hard to say. I'm kind of purposefully keeping it anachronistic and vague, because this is really a project that I'm trying to do like early 90s pulpy feel with, like Lois Duncan, LJ Smith type of vibes. For now, like I'm drafting, so who knows, I might have to get more specific as the drafts go on, but for now, we're keeping it super vague around the time, but it is St. Augustine. How much of Beefus have you written so far? So at the time of this posting, I have 2 weeks left before I have set a goal to finish the rough draft. So I'm gonna pop a picture in here of my current word count and about how much I have left to go. What were your inspirations for Beefus? So when I did my video in February introducing my new WIP, I still had very little understanding of it, and so I kind of build it as like American Horror Story Coven meets Slice of Cherry by Dia Reeves. But now that I'm exploring it more, I feel like an idiot for not mentioning that The Craft is a huge inspiration for this story. Also, the book Daughters of Eve by Lois Duncan actually influences directly like a huge event in this book. The Merciless 2. So I've talked about The Merciless before, but the sequel to The Merciless by Danielle Vega is a huge inspiration in terms of setting and kind of situational things. And also Jennifer's Body. So if you haven't seen Jennifer's Body, that also has a lot of influence on this book. The humor and sort of the relationships between some of the girls are hugely based on Needy and Jennifer. And then of course Coven and Slice of Cherry are also big parts of it. But I definitely think I should have not forgotten about The Craft because that's like the main inspiration. The next question is, what can you tell us about the main characters? And so I'm glad somebody asked this because at the time of asking you guys to ask me questions, I had just posted some aesthetics of the girls. There's 5 main girls in Blood from a Stone, but they've changed a little bit because the magic system has changed a little bit. So I might pop aesthetics in here. I might not. I'm not sure yet. But there are 5 main characters. So we've got Thea Mae Raleigh, who is our narrator, and she is a bisexual orphan. She comes to De Noche after her aunt passes away. Her aunt is who she lives with. But she's a little shy, sensitive crybaby that you'll want to protect at all costs. Then we have Celeste De Noche, who is the daughter of the headmistress. She's like the head bitch. But she is straight up inspired by Lana Condor, so she's so charming and pretty that you can't tell her no, even if you really should. And then we have Ariel Harlow, who is Thea's roommate, and she's a queer black girl who reminds me of a cat. She's like really smooth, graceful, kind of standoffish. I've said before, she's like if Kehlani, the singer, and Janelle Monáe had a baby. Like that's how she reminds me. Like she's so like calm, cool, collected, like really charming. Like you really kind of want to like get to know her. And then there's Danny Jade Kensington. She is an asexual little sunflower. She's super feminist, super intelligent. She would die for her friends. She was actually abandoned by her parents along with her little sister Gabby at De Noche because they were gifted and their parents were really freaked out by it. So they've got kind of a sad backstory. And then there is Lisette Mendoza. She is a poor little rich girl who was shipped to De Noche after she was kicked out of Brighton, which is the De Noche of New York. And she is a prim, sassy little cokehead. So very different girls, all super messed up and relatable in different ways, and all just cinnamon rolls that I would die for in different ways. The next question is, does Beefus have a theme song yet? The world needs to know. As of right now, I've kind of split the book up into 2 halves because the second half of the book, obviously something happens and it's a lot different than the first half. So the first half, I would say the theme song is a cover of the song The Promise that was done by Belle Jewel here on YouTube, and I will either link it or try to put a snippet in here. And then the second half, the theme song is White Boy by Bikini Kill. So if you know that song, you know it's not quite as fun and cute, nice as the first song. So, did you purposefully put a lot of queer female artists on your playlist? Yes and no. If you don't know, on Instagram every Tuesday I do Tune In Tuesday, where I share a song from the playlist of Blood from a Stone. They're all on my story highlight called Beefus on my page if you need to go look at them and hear some of the songs. I wanted to obviously have songs that reflected the themes of this story. So along with like betrayal, vengeance, anger, there's also like self-discovery, self-love, relationships between women. So obviously like Hayley Kiyoko and Kehlani and those type of singers sing more about that kind of stuff than like Fall Out Boy. So that is why I want to say there's only 7 or 8 songs out of like 75 that are sung by men or have men featured on them. It also helps me relate to the girls because like each girl, I think of each girl when I hear a certain artist. So like Thea, whenever I hear a Bikini Kill song, I think of her. I think of Danny whenever I hear a Lizzo song. I think of K-Flay I think of Celeste whenever I hear a K-Flay song. I think of Lisette whenever I hear Marina and the Diamonds, and I think of Ariel whenever I hear Kehlani. So even though my book is kind of anachronistic and not really set any certain time frame, I still get the vibe of each girl with those particular artists. Why did you kill your blog, and will you ever start writing blogs again? So I killed my blog for now because my creative well was wanting why. And I thought it was counterproductive to do a blog and a video on the same topic in the same week. But a lot of people don't actually care if I do that. A lot of people have said I should just start transcribing my videos into blogs, so maybe I'll start doing that. I don't really know. But once I start doing, once I continue the series of like songs of, I still have to do Songs of Something Wicked, the last book in the Thistle Wolf series, and I would also like to do Songs of Blood from a Stone, and then the sequel to Blood from a Stone when it's ready. So that's a lot easier to do in blog format than it is to do here in video format, because you have to like cut in snippets of songs, and that sounds like a nightmare. So I would probably do that in a blog form. So the blog's not dead forever. It's gonna come back. Just don't know when or where or in what capacity. Well, I know where. It's gonna be the same place, but you know what I mean. Is Beefus set in the same universe as Civil Blood and Thistle Wolf? Is it dumb to say that? I'm not sure. Because I'm playing with the idea, like, it wouldn't be directly related to the story of Thistlewolf because, like I said, I am purposefully leaving vague what time in the world, like, what time period Blood from a Stone is taking place. But the magic system, mythology, witchcraft, I don't know if I'm gonna maybe Easter egg something, or I don't know. As of right now, the magic systems are totally different. But it's my fucking world. Like, I can do whatever I want, so we'll see. My phone ran out of storage because I have an iPhone 6. And so when I film this much at one time, it doesn't like it. Also, my air kicked on. Also, I think it's gonna rain. My dog is down here on my feet now. So we're doing great. We're thriving. We're doing great. Next question. What's going on with the sequel to Civil Blood? Still happening. The sequel to Civil Blood, Accidental Evils, is with beta readers right now. I'm hoping to have all my beta feedback in by mid-April, make the appropriate edits, probably start querying after that. And also in April, I start edits, the second round of edits on Something Wicked, which is the third book in Thistlewolf. It's very much alive and well. It's just out of my hands kind of at this point. If Civil Blood were turned into a movie, would you want to write the script? Abso-fucking-lutely, or at the very least, I'd want to be heavily involved. That's my baby, my first love and everything, and like, duh, like no one knows those characters like I do. Yeah, I'd want to be involved. What are your favorite and least favorite subgenres? So my favorite, obviously, paranormal, horror, thriller. That's what I go for. That's my shit. My least favorites, we know this, dystopian, high fantasy, anything to do with fucking elves or fairies. I'm not really into. Sorry. I think we'll do one more, and then the rest I'll save for like a part 2. Any advice to teen authors? Keep going. It's gonna be hard and weird, and people are not gonna understand it, and that's okay. Use your time wisely. Pay attention. Draw inspiration from your own life. It's fine if you want to spend all your time making up fake memories and fake people, but don't forget to actually have real experiences with real people. Don't lock yourself in a room and write books all your teenhood, because you have your whole adulthood for that. Trust me, you're gonna want to. That completes this video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I make videos every Wednesday, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.